Graces. Hello, I'm Nancy Juetten, the Get Known to Get Paid mentor, and today is part 2 of our practical tactical YouTube training so that you can raise your voice and make your impact through the power of YouTube marketing. And my very special guest is the incomparable and amazing Sue Ferreria, a YouTube sensation herself, who is going to be digging into the back end of YouTube so that not only can we create wonderful videos, but most importantly, we can be found, we can be seen, and we can go about the business of getting compensated for the things that we do at some point, hopefully sooner versus later. Sue, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, ladies. Good to be back.
And I want to send a shout out to Bettina Carey and Dorothy Wilhelm and Ellen and Joyce and all the others that are joining us now. If you feel called to put a comment in the chat to say hello or offer a comment or a question, we want to hear from you. And because we know this is YouTube and you're going to need to get right to the point as soon as possible, I'm going to hand this over to Sue right away with one prefatory comment, which is if you missed the first training, it's posted to the YouTube channel and you definitely want to watch it because it gives you a lot of foundational points that you need to be aware of so that this training can be just as much or more valuable than that one. So hit the ball. We hit the ball out of the park last time and we hope to do the same again now. So Sue, on with the show.
All right. Hello, everybody. So last Friday, when we did the other training, I talked about the two things that you have to think about all the time when you're trying to build a business. One is visibility and one is search, being found. So last time, excuse me, I still got my croaky voice. Last time I talked about these two elements and we mainly talked about visibility. So this week I'm going to talk about search, which is being found, because there's a push and pull all the time. You need to work to be the beacon of your wisdom, your knowledge. You need to be, oh God, I hate the word guru. What's it? Guru, leader. There's a whole load of words out there, but basically you need to be the go-to person for your niche. But the challenge is, as you try to work on your visibility, you are still Waldo in this massive sea of YouTube videos today. But, as I explained in the previous chat, YouTube really is your most powerful way to get seen and heard, because every single video you make is a little mini clone of you. And it works for you 24 hours a day, 7 days, 365 days a year in 24 time zones. So that's power and it's free. So, I don't reckon you can ever turn that down as a possibility. So last time was all about visibility. And this time it's all going to be about search. And search is something that a lot of people, I don't think, really understand and maximize to their advantage. We all know that.
Let's just say that search is sexy. Let's say search is sexy. If you thought search wasn't sexy before, if search wasn't the thing that you were paying attention to, if you were more busy about getting creative about your videos and not thinking how sexy you were, let's reposition search as sexy so that everybody's excited about it.
I was going to say that as you get into search, it sucks you down a big, deep, dark hole.
Okay, all right.
It becomes fascinating, actually. So you're absolutely right. So we talked last time about how Facebook isn't a search engine. You don't go to Facebook to find a how-to answer. It's much more the other way. It's person-based. But Google and YouTube, which of course is owned by YouTube, by Google, are the other two big search engines. They're almost the same in size. They are massive. Now, personally, I rarely go to Google anymore. I virtually always go to YouTube to search because I'm a visual person, because I like explainer videos, and because we are, as a species, we are so visual. I think that's the power of YouTube. So for me, and maybe you'll start doing the same thing, instead of Googling things, you YouTube things instead to get your answers. Now, I'm going to, let me just go on to the next question here, which is for you, which is, if with your own niche, what questions or what keywords or what key phrases would someone put into any search engine, excuse me, would someone, this is driving me nuts, sorry folks, stuff on my cords. What would people put into YouTube or Google to find your subject? And it's not what you think it may be. So what we're going to do with keywords is use keywords to help us find out whether those are effective means of your being found. Does that make sense? So
Yes.
there are three main ways to find keywords. And most people think, oh my God, keywords, I'm going to have to go into some complex tool. And yeah, there are complex tools, but I'm not going to go down the complex tools at all. I'm going to show you the two easy ways, and then I'll say, well, there's the complex tool as well, but you can go to that at another time. So the easiest way to find keywords in anywhere is just to go to the search engines. And I'm going to come back to this in a minute, because if you put in anything such as, I chose keto lunch for this chat. If you put in keto lunch, YouTube and Google will come up with a whole load of other keywords for that subject of keto lunch. So you put in keto lunch, and it also comes up with keto meal prep, on the go, fast food, meat, over here, recipes for work, recipes Indian. It is giving you completely another, well, there's about another 20 or 30 subjects there that you can create a video about, okay? So just by going into Google or to YouTube, you immediately can start finding related subjects to your main search term. So you don't have to do anything. It just comes up for you in the search engines. Use that. So that's number one, the search engines itself. Number two is the one I'm not going to talk about. If you want to find out more about keyword software, Google Keyword Planner, paid options for searching keywords, go to YouTube and search for it, because there are plenty of videos and courses on using keyword software. The third way is looking for keywords in successful videos or articles. Now, I'm going to come to this right now, but if we go to the keto lunch idea, and I'm just going to bring up this now. So let me bring this out of the way. If we go to this guy's keto lunch, this is where I took the screenshot from, you will see that he has a whole, this is, okay, so I put keto lunch into YouTube, up come, oh, I don't know, thousands and thousands of videos about keto lunch. And I can find the keywords from just looking at the YouTube video. When you put in keywords like keto lunch, up will come all of these videos, and they have already been sorted and searched by YouTube for the best videos. Does that make sense? So, you know, come in with questions if I'm not making sense at any time. So YouTube, with its algorithms and with what it wants you to do to be visible, has already sorted all of the videos. So if you want to see who's got the best videos in your niche, they will usually be the top 3 to 5 videos that come out at the top of YouTube. I rarely search below the top 3, because they've already been sorted by popularity, if you want, and people will already have said, yeah, this is the best video, so those are the ones that I will go and look at. Now, if we take this keto lunch ideas for work and school, the one I showed you on my slides, sorry folks, I'm going to get Dr. Halls here and see if I can make this better. This guy.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, can.
Like if you clicked on that keto lunch ideas for work and school, the first one, so we could actually see it, see the comments below it. no, that's not what I meant.
Yeah, I'm going to go there in a moment, Nancy, but ask your question.
Okay. What I was wondering is, you know, as a visual learner, could we actually look at what the description is underneath the video so that we can see what keywords they used? Does it show us?
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Oh, excellent. Outstanding.
So I'm going to go macro first.
Great.
So if we look at these top, whatever you put in your own niche or wherever, if we look at these top videos, they are already searched and categorized for the best by YouTube, as I've said. So keto lunch ideas is his first keyword. The keywords in your subject are the main keywords that YouTube will rank you for. So in his headline here, he's got 3 keywords: keto lunch ideas for work and school, and ketogenic lunch meal prep. Now I will bet, because this guy has 999,000 subscribers, I'll bet he knows that those are the keywords that are being searched for. He makes his video because he knows those are the searched keywords. So he will rise to the top because he is putting into his headline what people are searching for. The guy below here, a keto diet for beginners, is obviously quite popular too. He's got 294,000 subscribers. And then as we go down, once again, we've got Flav City with Bobby Parish again. So this guy is owning this niche, right? He's got number 1 and 3, and he's got more down below. So this guy is really working YouTube. He's become very popular, and he's got 290,000 views on this one, and he's got 928,000 views on this one. And they were both done about a year ago. Why is that relevant? Because the longer your video is on YouTube, the more views it's going to get. So someone with 999,000 subscribers didn't start his YouTube channel yesterday. In fact, I checked this guy out. He's been doing it for 8 years. So he's got a track record. He's been consistent. He's kept putting up videos that people want to watch. So he rises like cream to the top, okay? Now, one problem with this guy is he says, "What's up, everybody?" at the beginning. Now, usually for me, if you come in and you say, "What's up, everybody?" I turn you off because I can't stand that phrase, but that's just me. So you look at these. So in any subject, you can learn an awful lot just by looking at who is ranking for what. You can look at their keywords. You can look at how many subscribers they have, how many views the video has, how long ago it was put up. And this figure here is a reflection of the thumbs up or the thumbs down. So there's hardly anyone who said they don't like this video. I mean, you are always going to get the trolls out there who are rude, miserable people, as they say, living in their mother's basements at the age of 40 and just being trolls in the world. So, you know, you're going to get those. You have to learn to live with them. So having said that, I've learned a lot just by looking at these keywords. Let's go and have a look at his video itself. So if we come into this video himself, where he's just said, "What's up, everybody?" You've clicked on his video and we've come into his video itself. And this is where we can start finding a lot more. As Nancy was mentioning, we can now look at his description. And if you're smart, you will take the keywords you've got in your headline, okay? And you will go down and you will repeat them in your description. So here he goes: keto lunch meal prep, low carb roasted, keto friendly, keto lunch idea. So he is using all of his keywords again to accent and reinforce that this is what he's talking about. If you have wishy-washy keywords and they're not related to your headline, YouTube doesn't know what to do with them. I mean, YouTube is not intelligent people, you know, going out there and looking at every single video. They only look at them if there's a question mark about them. So YouTube is working just with a whole load of little bots crawling around, and they're picking out words and putting you in this channel or putting you in that according to, you know, whether or not it seems appropriate. So having your keywords in your headline, in your description, and also over here in your tags or keywords itself is really important, because then YouTube knows where to put you. Make sense?
Brilliant.
So
my takeaway, I love this as a sassy soundbite: no more wishy-washy keywords.
Don't do it. You're going to go nowhere. So here is all of his tags that in fact he's put down, and I'll show you this in a moment. Now I have software that shows me the tags. There are two softwares. One is called TubeBuddy and the other is vidIQ. And there are free versions and there are paid versions according to how much. This is another world. I told you, you're going to get sucked down the rabbit hole here. And it will tell me every single keyword that he's using. If you haven't got that software, you can always find out the keywords anyway by coming into a space, clicking Control if you're on a Mac, and I think it's Control on a PC too, coming down to View Page Source. This is going to freak you out, but don't worry. And then you get basically the code for the page. Then you do find, don't worry about it, you can do this, Command F, and then you put in keywords up here, and I get his keywords will come up. And these are exactly the ones that I had on the side: keyword, ketogenic meal prepping, so you can actually find beyond keywords, and you can easily see when it finishes keto ideas. So here are all of his keywords, the ones that I showed you in if I go back, all of the ones that are here. So if is this the tags that we see on the screen right now? Is that because of TubeBuddy brings them out? Yeah, TubeBuddy and vidIQ bring them out, and they give you a whole pile of information. Like there are scores as to how well you've done with your search engine. This guy's got 82% out of 100 for his SEO and all that. Like I said, you can, I don't want to go down there, but it gives you a lot of information. And I'll show you where you put in these tags in a minute. Okay. So we've learned a lot already about this particular video. He then puts in more information, and most of us who do videos, if you've got anything to sell, like equipment, you've got a whole load of affiliate links here. Like I usually put in a whole load of affiliate links for
Beverly, can you please mute yourself? We're so glad you're here, but we need you to mute yourself. Thank you.
And here again are all of his keywords, because I've actually got two different apps working for me here. And then come his comments, okay? And the more comments you get, the more you reply to them, that shows you've got engagement, the more YouTube is going to rank you. Now, you don't usually get people commenting unless it's your mum and your best friend and your husband at the beginning. But what you want to look for as you keep going is suddenly you start getting comments from people you haven't a clue who they are, and then that then that YouTube is ranking you and you're beginning to be seen, and that's always that's a good place to be when you're suddenly getting to that. Most of us put in our social media and everything else. So that is just any questions on that.
I have a comment. One is, last week on the video, I said, if you gain value from this video, won't you please post a comment to the video on YouTube to let me know how much you appreciated the value so that I could comment back. And I would really like to restate that I would like that for everyone who's on this call to actually practice making comments on this particular video, the Nancy Juetten Sue Ferreria video, because one of the participants wrote to me and said he didn't know how to make a comment. So I had to explain how to make a comment. And it's simply going to YouTube, finding the video, and then if you scroll down, there's a place. Can you show us, Sue?
Yep, there we go.
And it says add public comment. So you can type in the best video I've seen while in quarantine. Thank you, Sue and Nancy, or whatever it is that you want to say, or my favorite takeaway point was ABC. But we are doing these videos as a gift to you, and our reward from you is that you will engage and post a comment. Can I have an agreement from everyone that you will post a comment to this video when it's complete? Can I see some hands? Thank you very much. That's my call to action, people. We're not selling anything today. We're asking for comments. Fair enough? All right,
Okay.
I'm on with the show.
I've just got another couple of comments for everyone to look at here. One is, there's two sides to doing your YouTube. That one is to actually maximize your YouTube channel, and the other is to maximize all of your videos. And I'm not going to talk about how to maximize your channel.
Could we just ask everyone to mute? I do hear something in the background. I think it's Beverly. She's got a question, I think. Maybe she has a question. Beverly, did you have a question? I guess not. Okay, on with the show.
Okay, so this guy with his keto diet has put how to and style as his category, okay? Now, Bettina, who is fantastic on video, very kindly said I can show you one of her videos because she's just starting out. Now, she is going to be absolutely fantastic. Come on, what are you doing here? I've got so much going, it's kind of crashing. Come on. Anyway, oh, I don't want the live stop. I must have seen your video all the way through. Okay, so the interesting thing about Bettina's video is, as I said, she is so good. She has a fantastic presence. She's going to just bomb it from this point of view. But if I come down, she is actually categorized under comedy. So I don't think Bettina wants to be categorized as comedy. So this is going to make it more difficult for her video to be seen. And there's a whole lot of stuff that really is worth looking at. And there's YouTube videos on it. So if you want to really get your YouTube videos, your YouTube channel well organized, just YouTube it and you'll find it, okay?
Would you recommend that she choose education as a category by and large instead of comedy?
Yeah, I would. Either that or people and blogs. Most come under education or people and blogs. I don't know why, but the number of options for categorizing your YouTube channel is really small. And most of us will come under education or people and blogs. Okay, now, if I come, just one more thing I want to show you. If you,
I'm guessing to Bettina, that was a pack your bag moment, right?
Because you're really good, Bettina. You have a fantastic presence. I love that branding, the color, you've got everything there. It's just tweaking, okay? Now, I was talking with Nancy a little bit about this earlier, about plagiarism. Now, what was that lovely phrase you had, Nancy?
R&D, rob and duplicate.
Yeah, there's nothing new under the sun, pretty much, especially on YouTube. And we all plagiarize, because if someone who is top of the hoop, this guy, has got his words right, and he knows what he's saying, then maybe we could borrow some of his phrases, or at least look at what he's been saying. And so I was saying last week that we can actually get the total transcript of any YouTube video, or 95% of them. So you see these three little dots here. If you click those three little dots, it'll say open transcript. And up here, ta-da, going to take a while, here is the transcript of everything he said. So if you then, and it's a timed transcript, this is called a timed file. If you then want to get rid of the timing and just have the text, you click these three little guys, toggle timestamps. Now you basically have his entire transcript, and all you need to do is go right to the beginning, copy and paste and put it in a document. And then you can see what he's saying, see what words he's using, and study his phrases. I find this very, very valuable for just understanding what works and what doesn't work. Does that make sense?
Yes, and we have a question from Marilla. She is
Yep.
asking, how do we change a category? Can you please demonstrate that?
I'm not going to go into that because that involves another whole. What I will do is I will send you, Nancy, I will send you some videos on how to do that, because there's a whole load of other stuff you need to do in the back end to make your YouTube channel seen. And I'm not going to go rummaging around in that back end for that one right now, but I will send you a link of a video that will show you how to do it. Well, is that okay?
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So this is really handy because it means that for any one of your gurus that you follow in your niche, you can see what they are saying. You can look at their words and decide whether you like it or not. And I think this is a huge opportunity. I think that is all I am going to say about this guy. Have you got any questions on that right now?
There is a question from Ellen. Can you show those first 3 dots again? I missed it.
Yep, that's okay. And remember, you won't miss it because we're going to have the replay for this for you.
Right, excellent.
Every single video here, except for some of the really big guys who block it, have these 3 little dots here. You click those, open transcript. It opens the transcript alongside the video, and then you can, like I said, it's kind of slow, and then you can toggle the timestamps on and off here.
Good.
Okay, and there are times you want to use it for, and I'll come to that later, there are times that you would want to use the timestamps and times that you don't.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is get you to ask any questions about that and take a deep breath, and then I'm quickly going to go through what you would do to basically keep YouTube happy when you upload a video, which is basically doing basic SEO. So are there any other questions at this point?
We have a comment from Dorothy that may require a little elaboration. She says, I'm alarmed at the idea of copying someone's intellectual property. You're not suggesting using his work, ? And when I said R&D, what I mean by that is find language that resonates and put your own unique spin on it instead of starting out from a blank sheet of paper. Never copy someone else's work exactly. Don't plagiarize officially, but use it as inspiration to put your own flavor on the message. That's what I meant.
Yeah, me too. I mean, you don't copy and paste. That would be, frankly, be stupid. But
there's all kinds of issues that go along with that. And so I'm glad you brought that question up, Dorothy, because we are high integrity people and we do the right thing. And I just wanted to call that out because
and that's why I hesitated even bringing it up. Nancy's absolutely right, because you do have an integrity, but it is quite interesting. You only actually need to change 25% of words within a copied document. And this is not just YouTube, this is anything legally. And then it's considered original material, which I think is strange. But you'd be foolish to just copy and paste because it's his voice. You don't want his voice. You want your voice. But you just get a feeling for the way they say things. And you wouldn't just look at Flav City with Bobby Parrish. You'd look at all the others and you say, what are they saying? What are their key words? What is it that's resonating with the audience? Because these guys have floated to the top. So they're doing something right. They're saying something that resonates with an audience. Make sense?
Right. Yes. Just a little corollary. Sometimes in online marketing, people see people do things, and then because they're successful, they want to copy what people are doing, and they figure they've got their nose against the glass, and they're saying, well, if it worked for this very successful person, I'm going to use a very similar approach in my efforts to create something for my audience. So I'm going to copy and study what that other person did to understand the structure. When they commented about their expert positioning, when they transitioned to me making an invitation, when they did this, when they did that. It's smart to be a student of the offer. It's smart to be a student of successful people. For that reason, I think that's useful, especially for those who, for whatever reason, aren't investing in the training that's being provided by those people, and they're just trying to copy and model whatever they're seeing that suggests that it's successful. But when you do the right thing, the right things happen would be the headline I would put on all of that. We do have a very specific question from Bettina, and I want to make sure we cover it. And maybe it's a little off topic, but I want to mention it anyway. She says, been meaning to mention that when posting YouTube videos on Facebook, you will see a very low engagement compared to the same video uploaded to YouTube and then shared. The reason Facebook and YouTube are head-to-head competitors, if you post YouTube videos, they expect you to pay to play. Now, we both know that some YouTube videos go viral in spite of FB practices, but for the average business out there, they would be better off uploading all of their videos so that they are shared on Facebook to Facebook so they get views and engagement. Otherwise, they will fall short of their expectation. Essentially, Facebook's algorithm gives any YouTube link less reach. Care to comment? Agree, disagree?
She's absolutely right. She's absolutely right. In fact, when I'm working with my clients, we make the video, or they make the video. I'm actually working with the person I'm going to come to now. I'm working with her. In fact, we're going to make some more videos this afternoon. And I always send her a version for Facebook, which doesn't have the same ending. And she uploads that natively to Facebook, exactly as Bettina is saying, because you will get more engagement if you upload a video natively to Facebook. I try never to put a YouTube link on Facebook because Facebook won't promote it because they're at war with each other, which is a bit pathetic, isn't it?
So can I ask a question?
Yeah.
And I confess this whole YouTube thing is a bit new to me, which is, being completely transparent. We are, like the other day, we did the YouTube training and we did it on Zoom. And when the training was over, I uploaded it to YouTube. And then I took the YouTube link and I shared it in some of my groups so people could see it. Based on what we just talked about, it sounds like that's not a good practice. If you were king and in my shoes, what would you have recommended as a better approach to sharing that video?
Okay, I would have taken that video and uploaded it separately, once to YouTube and once to Facebook. Okay, and Facebook will upload videos that are an hour long or whatever. So initially they wouldn't do that, but now you can. The only time you will get a link from YouTube working on Facebook is if you put it in the comments below a Facebook post. Does that make sense? If you put a link in the Facebook post itself, at the top where you put, hey, this is a video on so-and-so, it won't count. You will never, it won't get seen as much. And if anyone clicks that link, it won't show up as a click or a view on YouTube, which is where you're trying to increase your number of views. That's kind of complex. I hope that makes sense. But if you put it in the comments below, if you put the YouTube link in the comments below, and someone clicks that, it will be seen as a view on YouTube. I didn't really want to get into this kind of depth. I wanted to keep it simple. But
oh, sure. Well, thank you.
Bettina's absolutely right.
Okay.
So if you've got a video, upload them separately, one to YouTube and one to Facebook.
Thank you. That is a pack your bag moment for me.
Well, to be quite honest, as it's like everything, as YouTube becomes more popular, as Facebook's become more popular, to have people rise to the top and be seen, they just make it more and more complicated and more work. So that's just the way it is, especially now with COVID, like everybody's coming online. It just gets, you just have to do more and more, and that's just the way it is.
Well, thank you for addressing that. Very helpful.
Okay, so let's take a deep breath, and I'm just going to go through how I upload a video and do the most basic of search engine optimizations. Actually, I'm just going to go back to this guy. if you look at here in his transcript, you will see that it has no punctuation and no capitalization and spelling mistakes every now and then. So he has not gone in the back end and had this text edited to be accurate, because he probably doesn't need to anymore because he's so popular, okay? Like cold kiddo lunch, it's keto, obviously. So YouTube is getting really good at hearing your voice and getting 95, 97% of the text right, but it doesn't capitalize and it doesn't put in any punctuation. Well, unfortunately, I'm kind of a grammar Nazi, so I have to go in and do this because it drives me nuts otherwise. I just like, I mean, if commas in the wrong place, just don't even talk to me about it. So, so this is his basic unedited text. If we go to my pal here, this is a video we put up last week, and we've only got 34 views on it, which actually is really good. 34 views in the middle of COVID, when nobody is looking for any real estate to buy and sell. 34 views on this is actually pretty good. We've got 7 likes, which again is pretty good. And because we've only basically been doing this since February, we've got 7 comments, and people we have no clue. This is the first video where we don't know who these people are. So we're in British Columbia. This woman's come in from Saskatchewan. So we're now beginning to be ranked. We're at the beginning of being ranked by YouTube, and we've gone up. The last 2 weeks, we've added 7 new subscribers each week. So you will start at the beginning and you won't get any traction, because YouTube is trying to sort out whether you're serious, whether you're committed, whether you're consistent, whether you're doing what you need to do to make it happy. So we're at that stage now where it's decided we're legit and it's really beginning to promote us. So it's taken us 3 months, in fact, a couple of extra months on that, but we weren't making videos that anyone wanted to watch because I was off I had some surgery and I wasn't weight bearing, so we weren't doing the proper videos. Don't be surprised if you are not getting any traction for 9 months, 10 months. It doesn't mean that you're not being looked at by YouTube, and usually it's around 9 months before you begin to see any decent traction. So don't be put off, just keep plugging away. Excuse me. So now here is the video that we did a week ago. It looks as though it's the same video as you would see if you look for this video on YouTube, but in fact it's different because now I'm in the back end of the YouTube channel. And to get into the back end, all you need to do is come up to your little icon for the YouTube channel is always at the top right here. You click and you sign. If you are signed out, it will say sign in, and you just sign in with your usual Google email, which is usually a Gmail, and a password, and you come into this back end, as I call it. Now, the difference is I now can do stuff. It now says edit video, and it says analytics. So I'm not just coming into YouTube straight. Makes sense? I'm in around the back end. And whenever you upload a video, you come up to this little icon here and you click it and it says upload a video or go live. You click upload video, and then you click and drag your video into YouTube and it starts uploading. Is everyone comfortable with that? So having uploaded your video, about a month ago, you're in at a good stage, because about a month ago, YouTube opened completely its new interface, its new back-end thing, which is way easier than it used to be. And it just takes you through what you need to do, literally point by point by point. So when I come into a video now, it will say edit video. Let me close these guys off and see if I can work my computer a little bit faster. If I go to edit video now, I go into the back end. Sorry, it's taking a while. There's nothing else I can turn off. Okay, so this is under the edit a video. And this will come up once you start uploading a video. And this is where you do your simple search engine optimization to keep YouTube happy so you will be seen. First of all, you will have a thumbnail, okay? You will see the first, it's just a picture that everyone sees when they go into a YouTube channel. And thumbnails are important because they need to be eye-catching. You need to have something when there's someone scrolling through gazillion videos, they like your picture and say, oh, I'm going to look at that. So this is the thumbnail. You will create that separately, and I'll answer questions that if you want later. Here comes your title. This is where you put in the title. This is where you put in the description. And I always have all the social media links in here. And also you can put in a whole load of hashtags too. Here's where you actually add the thumbnail. You click options and you can change it if you want to. YouTube will always give you 3 thumbnails that it thinks are okay from your video itself. So these are all taken from the video itself, but it gives you more brownie points if you upload your own distinctive thumbnail. So think about your branding. Think about what it is that you want to be seen for and create. I have a template. It takes me a couple of seconds to create a new thumbnail. I have a branded template. I just change the text, change the picture, boom, 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 couple of seconds, I'm done. So if you can, create a custom thumbnail, as it's called. With the new laws, you have to say whether the video is made for kids or not. If it's made for kids, that's about all you can do for SEO. You're not allowed to do much more at all. If you, because obviously people have been looking at kids and doing nasty things with kids. So if you're doing videos for kids, it shortens your SEO significantly. I also look after my son and daughter-in-law's channel, and they do sports with kids, so they have to say, yes, it's made for kids to follow copper. And that makes it a lot simpler. And then down here, we put our tags, which this should be bigger. It won't get bigger. But down here, we have all of the tags that I've put in, which are the keywords. Now, interestingly, if you have the software that I have for tags, it actually ranks, the green is ranking where that keyword is placing, is ranked for all of the keywords that I've got there. So it will rank all your keywords as to how high up they are. You can see that to have, what's the best one? Eileen Akins, I'm trying to focus people on my friend, house for sale. These are ranked quite highly. Some of the other keywords I've got down at the bottom have nothing alongside them and are not ranked highly. So you put in your keywords, and then the other things you can do at the side here is you can actually go to your subtitles, and this is where all of the subtitles that we saw, the other guy, the 3 dots, you actually can access them also in the back end. And here I've actually done the one that I haven't. You can edit, and this is the version I haven't edited. And also it's too slow, I'm not going to go there. So you can edit your subtitles and put in your capitals and put in your put in the capitals, put in the pronunciation and the grammar. Also, you can decide whether it's unlisted. You can schedule it. You can do a whole load of other stuff in the background here, which it will take you to. And basically, once you've done that, you're finished, and then you can finish all of your SEO. And
may I ask a question?
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah, certainly, Nancy.
Unlisted. Sometimes I've done coaching calls with clients and I've recorded them on Zoom, and I've uploaded them to YouTube as an unlisted video so that the client can go back and watch their training and get all the value and copy all the turns of phrase and all the wonderful magic that flowed out without me having to restate it. Is there other people that go to the YouTube channel don't know that that's there? Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
There is one way it can escape, and it can escape if it's in a playlist, and the playlist is not also unlisted. Again, I didn't want to get into the nitty-gritty, but you've asked me.
Okay.
So if the playlist which you put it in is unlisted, then you will find that it is possible for others to find it. Does that make sense?
I'm going to revisit this and make sure I get it, because I don't want to divert you from.
I'm going to show you something now. This is where I'm going. Here's my friend's channel. Now I'm going in just straight as you would see it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Except so I have created playlists. And, you know, we talked about this a little bit earlier, Nancy, about how you can, and it's worth doing this. You think about the videos you want to create, and you create them in subjects to begin with. Like, everybody talks about a bracelet and a chain. You remember the charm bracelets? You have a nice little charm, you have the bracelet itself and all the little charms coming off it. You can do that with your subject. You're going to have, like the guide, keto at the top, then you're going to have keto lunch, keto supper, and then you're going to create a whole load of videos of recipes or something below that. You can do that with every single subject. And then each one of those subsections, the charms, if you want, becomes a different playlist. So everything is sorted. So here on my friend's channel, all of the that's either at the moment we've got the houses that are for sale and her real estate advice. Okay, so this would be a charm, and this is all of the subsection below the charm. Make sense? So she's real estate, she's houses for sale, she's real estate education, then all of the others below that. And it helps to do that ahead of time. So I think if you're going to really seriously do YouTube, just spend a morning brainstorming all of your categories, subcategories, and all the videos that you could make ahead of time. It actually saves a lot of time, because obviously, when houses come on the market, we have to go and do them one-off. But all of the education videos, we know what we want to create. We have 6 subjects. We do 6 subjects in a morning. I edit them all, and then I just release them for 6 weeks out ahead, and then we don't have to do anything for another 6 weeks. Make sense?
Yes, I have 2 more comments. One is, every one of these videos for Eileen has this red.
Yep.
And is that the red box with copy inside? And is that what we refer to as a thumbnail? Yeah,
these are all the thumbnails.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure everybody understood that.
Yeah.
So
these are all the thumbnails.
So if you go to like Sunny Lezarduzzi's YouTube channel, you'll also notice that she has a certain branded look for everything that she does, and it's a way to elevate your video visually so that it stands for something. And when you see that impact, the impact that it makes visually, you go, oh, there's another Sunny video. And I guess you're going to show us, which is great.
Yeah.
But she's got this fun little square, and it's got this, if it's not able to come up, but
oh, it's just taking a while. But here we
yeah,
go, right?
They all look, and then if you scroll down a little bit more, like they all have this. These are all thumbnails where she's got some cute picture of herself with some way to talk about what the video is about, and you're instantly you have so much appeal that you can't wait to look at it. And so I just wanted to be clear what the thumbnail thing was, because I haven't even done a thumbnail. I've just been using the ones that YouTube brings out. I haven't branded them. I haven't done anything like that yet. Yet is the operative word. The other thing is we have a question from Bettina, and since she has to leave in a moment, I want to see if it's something you can address, and if not, maybe that give a resource. She's asking, can you comment on free ways to drive traffic to a YouTube channel? I think that's the question. Free ways to drive traffic.
Well, if you've got a YouTube video up, Bettina, you just put that link wherever you can. I mean, even if you put even if you upload your video to Facebook natively, you can put a link and say, look, you know, here's, you can make a comment in the comment box below and say, you know, here is my YouTube channel. I'd love it if you'd subscribe. People will usually only do stuff if you ask them. So this like, comment, subscribe, and share is a real thing you want to get in your brain that you say for every video, whether it's Facebook or not. So certainly just putting your video everywhere, but basically it's time, it's consistency, and it's good content that eventually has you be seen. Now you can use, you can use that description to drive to your website and drive to your email list as well. So if you go into the description and right at the beginning, you can say, for information on so-and-so, here's my free PDF. And they can click from the description box right to your opt-in page or to your website. That's another way, not of driving people to your YouTube channel, but of taking them from your video to wherever you want them to go. Because ultimately, it's not your YouTube channel that you want them to go to. It's your book or your course or your email list. Does that make sense?
Or your shopping cart.
Yeah, your shop. That ka-ching is always good. Yeah. So
okay, very good.
That's a lot of information, I know. But just go back and go over it point by point by point. And you will slowly, as I say, with the new way of doing SEO, YouTube just leads you through it. It literally, which it never did before. It's when you've done this, here's the next thing to do. Here's the next thing to do. Here's the next thing to do. So it's much easier just within the last month or so.
You know what I was thinking about is we're doing this video during the time of COVID-19. And there are many people who are sheltering in place and watching way too much television or doing all kinds of things to pass the time. But if you've decided that YouTube is something that you want to become more masterful around, use your shelter in place time to watch and rewatch the videos that Sue has so graciously provided for us through this wonderful training, and see how masterful you can become on each of the points that she's sharing. Because then when we come out of this and there's some new normal, you'll be equipped with new skills that will allow you to raise your voice, make your impact, and get on with the rest of your life. And it is overwhelming what there is to learn about and do. But if you can narrow your focus to those things that resonate for you, that you're truly engaged and excited and enthusiastic to practice and do, then you know it and you've landed. So I just wanted to point that out. Go ahead, Sue.
I mean, I'm totally with you. I think if we've had to say 6 weeks, 2 months downtime, and you haven't learned a new skill or honed your skill you already had, then you're probably not going to make it, because that's a complete waste of time. You know, I see a lot of people saying, oh, you know, I'm fed up with playing video games, and, you know, you just want to think, well, you could have done something else. So I totally agree with that, Nancy. And I think it helps as well if you can immerse yourself in it like we can right now, because then you really, there's a feel for it. You know that every subject you go into, if you really go in deep, you develop a feel for it. And that's what you need to do with your whole business, different aspects of your business. And I just happened to go pretty deep on YouTube.
Yes, you certainly did. So, and this was a simple summary of what we talked about. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be seen, by YouTube, you need to research your videos so that you know that it actually, people want to see it. And that's what we talked about last time. Think about your keywords, be consistent, have a catchy thumbnail, because exactly what Nancy said is right. You want people to be able to scroll and say, oh, there's Sunny. Oh, there's Eileen. I love her videos, and go to them. You want to be able to do that simple SEO, which, as I say, YouTube now takes you through. And I really do think it helps if you can find one or two leaders in your niche. Obviously, if you're into keto, you're going to follow that guy and maybe one other person. Look at them on all their social media, not just YouTube. Look at the words and phrases they're using. And what we're saying, not exactly, you're not going to plagiarize, but there's no doubt that they have really deeply researched what works. So it may not work for you, but just get to know the people who are leaders in your niche, because they've done something to be able to be visible, and they're no longer Waldo. So that's another valuable thing, to just mooch around on YouTube. I mean, I'm terribly sorry, it can become an addiction in the end, but that's what I would advise, as from one who is addicted.
Well, Sue, you have, again, generously shown us the way to use search and to make search sexy. And we so appreciate you investing this time with us today. Does anyone have any questions or comments that they want to share live to Sue while she's still here? I would love to have you raise your hand and ask a question or make a comment. This is your golden opportunity before we sign off. Looks like we have a shy group. Don't be shy. So
I was just going to say, I've given you a lot of information. Don't get overwhelmed. Just take it one thing at a time, because I know it can be overwhelming. But the other thing I want to say, and this is tough love. Don't bother growing a YouTube channel unless you're prepared to do some of this back-end work. It's a total waste of time making a video and creating a YouTube channel without doing, in these days, without doing any of this stuff, because your video just won't be seen. Unless you're sending it out to your own peeps, it is not going to be found so that you can then scale your influence, if scaling your influence is what you want to do.
Thank you for the tough love. And I want to share that Marilla says, thank you so much. I had no idea I was tuning into a gold mine. Ellen says, I've learned so much. Thank you so much. I'm hoping that before too long, I can show you the results of my new efforts. And then Joyce says, does Sue have a book with this information?
Actually, I don't have a book. I have, I've had some old videos, but they're all based on the old YouTube, which has just been changed in the last week. I've really backed off. I decided in my 70s, rather than try to expand my world, I would expand the world of others. So I've gone into the back end and really enjoy, there's only a few weird people in the world who actually enjoy this SEO, and I'm one of them. So I have no intention of making a book, and I will happily poddle along in my own obsessive compulsive way, helping other people grow their influence through YouTube.
And Dorothy has a question. What if you've had a YouTube channel for 20 years? Do I start over or build on it?
Build on it. If it's is it the same subject?
Let's have Dorothy speak up, because she's a
she's
a firecracker. Go ahead and speak up.
I am a firecracker, but I'm slow. There I go, a slow firecracker. Yes, it's the same. Here's the deal, kid. It's the same subject, but I'm 20 years older. Therefore, what I do in many ways, I'm way better. Like Carol Burnett, we have the same chin line, but yet, yes, it is the same thing. Only, like just before the COVID things really started, I had the biggest month in my career built. So it's, I was going somewhere. So what shall I do?
Keep going.
Well, I have a question, Dorothy. The things that you've learned here, and from when you go back to watch the first training, if you didn't see it, and the things you learned today,
Yeah.
If you could deploy what you've learned in these 2 videos to your channel as it lives today, I think you're probably going to elevate your impact just by practicing what we've been shown. Don't you agree, Sue?
Yeah, very much so. Dorothy, may I, if you don't mind my asking you, when you said you had the greatest month, was that on YouTube?
Oh, no, I meant in the whole business. That is to say, I guess what I was meaning to say is, as evidence of the fact that I have grown and have something more of, I feel, of more value to offer than I did when I started off, when I was just cute and funny.
You know, just go for it. Go for it on YouTube. I don't know a lot about you, Dorothy, but I know that Nancy said you write a column. If you write a column, there's your content, my love. All you need to do is read your column or whatever and slap it up on YouTube with this simple SEO and just go for it. You are 86. That is a huge plus.
That is interesting because it never occurred to me. I've been doing that column for 30 years. There isn't.
Oh, well, you've got 30 years worth of stuff, haven't you?
Well, I do. And there is actually not another columnist in the Northwest that has been writing as long as I have, a humor column.
Well, and so here's something I would say, Dorothy, and then I know we need to wrap up.
Yeah.
There are 3 different learning styles, at least. There's people who like to read. There's people that like to watch and hear, and there's people that like to go to events where they can be, immersed.
Mm-hmm.
You're missing out on 2/3 of your audience by relying only on the written word. And if you are funny, which we know you are funny,
I am funny.
What if you were to deliver that content in your own inimitable way in a video and reach 2/3 more people? In the first video, Sue mentioned that I think it was 84% of the people prefer to be educated and entertained with video, and 16% rely on other methods. So if you've been going by way of the newspaper for all this time, just take some of that content and bring it alive in video, and you just might create a whole new encore career for yourself that you didn't even know was within your reach.
Can't be encore, I'm not gone yet. But I'm not off the stage, but I did get a comment from a reader yesterday about my Sunday column, and she said I should have the Nobel Prize for writing comforting words during these times. I didn't know that was a category, but apparently, see, so there's a niche there, you see. I mean, that's...
Yes. Absolutely. You really excite me. You really excite me, Dorothy. Put that on video. And remember, Nancy's right. You make a video. You also have the audio you can use, which is another medium. And you can find the script, but you actually write the script first. So one video gives you 3 mediums. Writing only gives you 1. You have a huge opportunity.
Well, the funny thing is I do have a podcast, and we record 4 shows at a time with the Manatee Radio Ear out of Sarasota. And it never occurred to me I do kind of a breakfast club type thing. So I have guests like I've done on the air for 30 years. So it never occurred to me that I might use the column. And the wonderful thing is I own the columns. Most people are restricted severely.
Yeah.
But my paper owns the column for 6 days, and then it's mine.
So I'm going to I'll put you on mute for a minute and say, Dorothy, that was your pack your bag moment. You investing time in today's session gave you a whole new opportunity to share your message in a way that had never occurred to you. And during this challenging time that we find ourselves in, what better time to learn that lesson? So my ask of all of you who have joined either live or by replay for this training, my request is that you will subscribe to the Nancy Juetten YouTube channel. You will hit the little red bell so that you are alerted when the next video drops. And won't you please offer a comment about what you learned so that other people who stumble upon this video will want to be part of this revolution to learn more, earn more, and make your best impact in the best and the worst of times. May I have a big amen to that? And when I come back to this video, when it's posted and I see all your comments, that will be my compensation. Are you in? Yes? Okay, that's what I want to see. So Sue, I love you to pieces. Thanks for pouring in the value. Thanks for showing up as the brilliant YouTube expert that you are. I am so excited that we got to bring this value to our community, and I just thank you so much. Let's give Sue a round of applause. Maureen says, thank you for such great information. So valuable, exclamation point. That's what I like to see. All right, well, with that, I think we'll close this off. Sue, you're a rock star. Dorothy, can't wait to see what you brew up. Bettina, so many rock stars are showing up. Can you imagine the success that's going to expand as a result of this? So that's that. So with that, I say thank you all for joining, and we will say bye-bye for now. We will see you at the Nancy Juetten YouTube channel and in other places where I serve and help you to grow your business. Bye, everybody.